Hey, Zach, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. We are talking about senior living. Before we jump into that, I'd like to remind folks to visit our website, selectfincap.com, and get on our free newsletter to hear all sorts of real estate news. But the senior living market, a market that was really, with COVID and post-COVID, not that hot, not that great. Well, maybe that's changed. For the first time in actually almost 2 decades, senior living is outperforming other commercial real estate sectors. This is according to the National Investment Center for Seniors Housing and Care, NIC. Some of your thoughts as we're seeing senior living spaces and properties go from least liked to one of the best sectors right now.
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people during COVID had not retired or felt like they had to work longer for a lot of reasons. And then what people found out is they had more wealth than they thought they did. You have a lot more wealth in houses and in property and in stocks and bonds, retirement accounts than you thought you did. You had a big run up in valuation of all of those things for 3 or 4 years, from 2021 until recently. So, and a lot of them didn't have mortgages anymore. So you have a lot of people that have a lot of money and are now looking in their mid 60s at, downsizing, moving, or doing things. The other side of the equation is a lot of the senior living, quote unquote, it's not really senior living anymore. They're lifestyle developments. So I've got a buddy who develops um, assisted, well, it's not assisted, independent living, I'm going to call it. And they do, 1,000 unit projects at a time. The biggest thing that they have and that they advertise is that this is not like a retirement home. They've got pickleball and, pool tables and pools themselves, walking trails, biking. They have social groups where people go out and, take trips and do things together, where it becomes like an active lifestyle community, and they build these things super luxuriously, way better than you would think they are. And because they're only 1,500 square feet as opposed to 5,000, you're not paying through the nose for them, and people have the means to afford this. They're also building them in great locations that people want to go to, and it's costing less than buying houses. So it's kind of created this, funnel of everybody coming in and, having wealth the time they want to retire, and a great product that's kind of come out of the ground that's there to kind of catch them all.
Yeah, I think that's a great point too, because I think some people, you say senior living, and maybe they think memory care units, maybe they think subacute facilities, and that's really not what we're talking here. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of these sites that you're talking about will have a memory care unit in it that people can eventually move into, but they're new residents for the most part. It's more of a lifestyle choice that, I've come to a point in my life where I'm going to enjoy being around people my age. I'm going to enjoy having access to different activities. And this is actually an upgrade from me kind of living in the house I've been living in. And I think that's one of the reasons this actually kind of didn't do so well is that there was a lot of fear around COVID, and because it's not a necessity, it's more of a lifestyle upgrade. People could push it off. And I
Right.
think, unfortunately, there was a lot of fears around senior living with COVID, where if you looked into the data, what really seemed to be more the issue was that you had some subacute facilities, where in like some states like New York, they had taken COVID patients, put them into subacute facilities, and really had some not great outcomes for
Right.
that. But that really wasn't happening in the elder care industry. But people kind of overlapped those two, got confused with it. And even though elder care actually managed, from the data I've looked at, managed COVID really well, people got so worried about what happened to the subacute facilities that they conflated the two and avoided elder care up until now. We're finally seeing, I think, first quarter 2025, senior living industry occupancy reached 87.4, so edging up towards 90%. And as much as it was a negative for people having all fear around the industry, it's partly become a positive now for people in the space, because I think there was so little construction and building done,
Right.
that now you're looking at a potential shortage in a lot of markets. So I think this might have legs to it. I think the industry might be the elder care may be back on its feet, and the worst may be behind.
No pun intended, or all the
None.
pun intended. Back on your feet. But I agree with you. I think over the next 5 to 8 years, you're going to see a massive migration into projects like this because, you did alleviate that fear, like you said, during COVID. You do have a lot of people that want to downsize and enjoy the time that they're spending and where they're spending it. And that's what these facilities are offering. So I think that you do see an uptrend here that continues for a while.
And we're not alone. 2024 Urban Land Institute poll, senior housing ranked behind only data centers in projected risk-adjusted returns through 2028. So we've got some company on taking a look at these numbers and coming to that conclusion. Hey, if you think we're missing something or have something else, put it in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. As always, visit our website, selectfincap.com, get on our free newsletter list, as well as get an opportunity to look at future commercial real estate investments exclusively from us. Hey, thanks for joining me, Zach.
Hey, good to see you, Steve.